A person's worldview can be compared to a lens through which his world is perceived. The reliability of that lens depends upon its explanatory power. That is, how accurately does it explain the world as it really is, or how well does it explain reality? Out of the available worldview options, two of the most prominent are atheism and theism. I propose that theism offers a better explanation of reality than atheism. One reason theism is more plausible is it offers the best explanation for the origin of the universe. The argument that best supports this claim is known as the Cosmological Argument. Different versions of this argument have been used as far back as the 3rd century BC with Aristotle. And versions of the argument are still employed by philosophers today. One version of the argument, called the Cosmological Argument, has been popularized by contemporary philosopher William Lane Craig. The argument goes something like this: everything that begins to exist has a cause of its existence. The universe began to exist. Therefore, the universe has a cause of its existence. That cause is God. Put another way, every cause has an effect, and the only cause capable of producing the effect of the beginning of the universe is an immaterial, transcendent, eternal, personal mind, i.e. God. This argument is supported by two essential propositions. One, the universe begins to exist, and two, that beginning needs a cause. The first proposition can be assessed scientifically. Cosmology, the branch of astrology that deals with the beginning of the universe, or the beginning of the cosmos, is the branch of science that addresses this subject. The standard model of modern cosmology is the Big Bang theory. The Big Bang, or singularity event, as some scientists call it, is described by Elizabeth Howell, a doctoral student in aerospace sciences, as the leading explanation of how the universe began. It says the universe as we know it started with a small singularity, then inflated over the next 13.8 billion years to the cosmos we know today. French astrophysicist and research director at Laboratory of Astrophysics of Marseille says that the Big Bang theory is now almost universally accepted by astrophysicists, and it can satisfactorily explain the massive observations made by the great telescopes and the experiments carried out in particle accelerators. All that is to say is, the scientific evidence overwhelmingly supports premise 2 of the argument. The universe began to exist. Now that it has been determined that the universe began to exist, the next step is evaluating its cause. There are only two choices when it comes to the cause of the universe. The universe either came from nothing, or the universe came from something. No other option is available. To clarify, nothing means no thing. This may seem obvious, but it's actually been a point of some confusion and controversy. For example, popular author and theoretical physicist Lawrence Krauss wrote an entire book titled A Universe from Nothing, arguing, as the title suggests, that the universe indeed came from nothing. The problem is that he simply redefines nothing as something, in this case, a quantum vacuum. As another theoretical physicist, Alexander Vilenkin, points out, a quantum vacuum is ordinarily thought of as empty space. But according to modern particle physics, what is empty is not nothing. The vacuum is a physical object, endowed with energy, density, and pressure. So, a quantum vacuum is not nothing, it is actually something. So the universe coming into existence from nothing means no space-time, no quantum vacuums, no particles, no energy, no anything. It is intuitively more plausible that the universe, something, came from something else, not nothing. That is because in our experience, all things come from other things. This intuition is expressed as the principle of causality. That is, things are connected to the prior things that gave rise to them. Ironically, it is this fundamental rule that drives all the natural sciences, the very discipline some want to employ to prove the universe does not need a cause. According to philosopher William Lane Craig, claiming that things can come into existence from nothing is worse than magic. He writes, to claim that something can come into being from nothing is worse than magic. When a magician pulls a rabbit out of a hat, at least you have the magician, not to mention the hat. But if you deny premise 1, that all things that begin need an explanation or a cause, you've got to think the whole universe just appeared at some point in the past for no reason whatsoever. But nobody sincerely believes that things can just pop into being without a cause. Claiming things can come from nothing is absurd. Reality just does not work that way, which is why the theist has a better explanation for the universe's origin. Now that it has been firmly established that the universe began to exist, and it does need a cause, the properties of that cause can now be considered. First, think about what scientists and philosophers mean when they discuss the universe. The universe just is all the collective matter and energy in this space-time continuum. So, the universe and all that exists within it is spatial and material. This means that all the material things that make up the universe came into existence at the universe's birth. Therefore, whatever or whomever caused the universe to exist must transcend this material universe, or must be outside of the universe itself, must be beyond it. Next, it can be established that the cause of the universe must be a force that possesses agency. For the cause to be able to do anything, it must be a force, and all forces are either personal, possessing volition, or impersonal, merely mechanistic. If the force acted, then the force decided to do something. Only things that possess a will can make a decision, or make decisions. Mere inanimate forces do not possess consciousness, therefore have no volitional agency, and therefore do not make decisions. They don't act. Thus, the cause of the universe must be a personal force. So far, we have shown that the cause of the universe must be beginningless, immaterial, non-spatial, and personal. This cause sounds a lot like the God of classical theism. Atheism, however, does not allow for anything that fits this description, making theism a better explanation for the existence of the universe, and therefore a better explanation of the way the world actually is. Thank you.